So I'm going to let you go ahead and get started, just so everybody that's on knows, in case you don't know who Amber is. This is Amber Rutherford. She is a coach. She's a bold coach. She's a great mom. She's a fantastic leader. Amber, you run a team also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So,
Yeah, my husband
and
I.
Amber, I know you have really benefited a lot of the agents in our office, I think particularly through Bold. So there's going to be a few on here that are going to be your raving fans and raising their hands and probably wanting to give you props. So if anybody wants to interrupt at any time to give a good Amber story, you're welcome to. So go ahead, Amber.
There might be some Amber stories we don't need retold, okay? Just kidding.
Be careful.
Well, I am super grateful to be here. Just a couple other worlds that I have the opportunity to live in. I am a Keller Williams University instructor. We also opened a title company about 1.5 years ago in Tampa. And my favorite job is we have 4 kids, 11 and under. So I have a new job. It's called homeschool parent that I didn't sign up to be.
Yeah, no.
Anyone else? Homeschooling? Yeah, it's wild. And what, I used to be a teacher and my husband's a firefighter. And so my kids the second weekend said, Mommy, does this make you miss teaching? And I said, yes, baby. Yes, so much. Oh, goodness. So a couple of different worlds, Bold Coach. Yes, our team. We've been in business for about 7 years. And so this is really our first shift, our first big shift. And we've been in business 7 years. I like to tell the story in Bold that the first 4 months, we really did not do any business at all. And then our team leader thankfully encouraged us to get into Bold. And can you guys hear me? Uh-oh.
I can. Can you not hear us?
We can hear you.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
You're frozen. Uh-oh. Okay, I can hear you. And okay, good. I'm gonna get on my phone meanwhile. I'll keep talking though. So our first 4 months we didn't do anything, and then our team leader got us into Bold. And here is the reason I'm a Bold coach is for the rest of the year we ended up doing 25, and then year 2 we did 54, and then year 3 109. Can you guys see me?
Yes, we can. That's incredible, that growth.
Hold on.
We can see you. You're sideways.
Oh, there she is.
Sideways?
You're sideways, but we can see you.
No, we're gonna not be sideways because that we already all feel a little sideways in this season. So I'll just hold it in my hand. We're gonna make it work, right? That's the name of the game. Okay,
There
can you
you
see?
go. Yes.
Forgive me. You guys, I will be honest with you. I have done probably 17 Zooms this week. And 2 Zooms ago today, my son was in here homeschooling with me. And my laptop, as you can see it, is now drying out because I spilled coffee all over my MacBook, which Vincent shocks through it. Oh, it was all kinds of fun. So anyway,
take us back to where you were. What was your first year of transactions, and then after?
Good. So our first year, the first 4 months, nothing. Then the rest of the year, 25. Year 2, 54. Year 3, 109 units. So it was pretty fast and furious building this. And every year since then, we've continued to be around 100 deals a year. And some people would like to build a really large team, and we're kind of good in this 3 agents, 100 deal sweet spot, only because we have a lot of other hats that we wear. My husband is a firefighter still. He's a driver engineer. He's actually on duty today. Pray for him. We own a title company. I get to do Bold and KWU, our kids, travel, soccer, all this good stuff. So we're kind of good keeping it in that state that it's in. And yet I only say all that because Bold has really opened all of those doors for us. Because as a teacher and even an assistant principal, I thought inside this little box, like, okay, I'm going to go here and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this amount of money. And Bold just opened our eyes and opened up so much opportunity. I mean, I look back on 7 years ago and it's just a different world. I know a lot of people on this call, and some of you know this. 10 years ago, I filed for bankruptcy because of the last shift in the market and owning a property way upside down. And then about 6 months into real estate, I mean, we had like $0 to our name. So it's been a wild journey that is just full of so many blessings. So anyway, enough about.
Amber?
Yeah,
When
please.
you say your team has 3 agents, what else does your team look like? Is it just 3 agents, or who else is on your team?
We have 2 admin and 3 agents. So my husband is really the listing partner. We have another agent that does a little bit of both. And then we have a buyer's agent and then 2 admin, and that's really it. So lean and mean. Everybody does a lot of units.
I love it.
Yeah, which is, you know, big teams. The most we've ever had is 4 or 5 agents, and I am sure that it can work beautifully. And for us, we just really like that sweet, intimate, small group. So, you know, the agents that are with us now, Brooke's been with us for 3 years, and it's a family. It's awesome. So enough about me. I want to talk a little bit about my mindset journey through the last 6 weeks. How many of you have had a little up and down roller coaster journey? Yeah, so it's been a little wild. I love Carla's like me. So about 6 weeks ago, when this all started, at least in my world, it started about 6 weeks ago. I was thinking like this: pandemic, schmandemic. I'm not participating. Nope, not affecting me. I've opted out of the pandemic. Okay, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to keep moving forward. And then by week 2, oh, and actually Gary talks about this. You know, people interact with a shifted market 3 different ways. Basically, one way is like me, the idiot that just says, oh, I'm not going to participate. And by the second week, I started to realize, wait a second, orders are down at the title company. Oh, wait, Bold is not happening. Oh, wait, nobody wants to talk about real estate on the team. Oh, wait, I have 4 children that are here every day, all day long. And by that second week, it was like, reality is here, and I don't want to participate in this either. And so I got on a call with my coach, Scott Toombs, my head coach, and I said, Scott, I'm just going to be real right now. And for those of you that know me, know that this is not the usual me, because I'm very upbeat and chipper and hyper and happy. And anyway, I said, I don't know how you expect me to do this. I just feel like maybe I'm going to take a 2-month vacation and hang out with my kids, because the thought of having all these worlds and 4 little people all over me all day, and cute, corny. Yes, that is me too as well. So it takes a lot to knock the wind out of my sails. And I just victim bleh, all over him, complaining like, no. And he said,
I think
take a
there
breath.
may be a few people that
like,
can relate to that, Amber.
maybe a couple. And I basically just was spinning. You know, there's been so much happening, and, you know, you're watching the COVID numbers and then the news and what's the president going to do? And then how is this? And it's just all of this chaos swirling around us that we have no control over. And I've spent a lot of time in this season thinking 2 circles, one in the middle that's really little, what I do have control over, and the outer one is what I don't have control over. And I just keep saying, get back in the one that you have control over. Like, go back in that circle, because when I'm in the other ones, I don't feel good and I don't like it. And so Scott got me to think about those 2 circles with this one question, and I'm going to ask that you write it down. Okay. He said, Amber, I want you to ask yourself this: what is my legacy going to be on the other side of this pandemic? And honestly, So I'll say it again. What is my legacy going to be on the other side of this pandemic? And I laughed at him. Carla, write it down. Thank you. I laughed at him and I said, Scott, are you kidding me right now? You're not hearing me. I'm not aiming for a legacy. I'm aiming for survival at the moment. Okay. I'm not writing a book. I'm not going on a speaking tour. Like, that's a little big for my mind right now. And he said, take it from a 10 to a 5 and let's just talk. And so he said, I want you to insert some words. He said, Amber, ask yourself this every morning, get your journal and ask yourself, what is my legacy going to be in my marriage on the other side of this? What is my legacy going to be with my kids on the other side of this? Like, as in when we look back on this season, which is like a once in a lifetime, a unicorn, a unique season, what is my legacy going to be? And he said, what about your physical health? Yes, your businesses, your companies. And, obviously he is a smart guy, Scott Toombs, yet he's getting that from the 7 circles and the one thing. He's just key relationships. He knows my key relationships are my husband and my kids. So he just filled in the blank. And he asked me to challenge myself to every day in my journal, answer that question for those 7 things. And he said, I promise you, A, you're going to feel a lot more in control. And B, in a couple of months, when you look up from this, if you have moved forward in each of those 7 areas a little bit, just one little domino every single day, it is going to be this epic season in your life. And I heard him and I was like, I'm calling the you know what card and I'm not buying this right now. And however, he's my coach. And so I promised him I would do it. And I said, hold me accountable because I trust him. And as I started doing the journal entries, actually, let me back up. I said to my husband that night, I said, babe, you have to help me. I don't even have it in me to think of what the next step is right now. I am lost. I am spent. I don't want to fight this right now. It's too much for me. And he said, okay, let's do it together. So he said, let's start with key relationships, our marriage. And I was like, okay, back up. Can we do something a little less complicated? So he said, all right, let's start with our physical health. And I said, okay, well, the YMCA is closed. My knee is busted from the marathon. I cannot run right now. So what can we do? And he goes, I've got an idea. We have that DVD, the P90X DVD. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, no.
Whoa. I was like, honey, that's like all in. I don't know if I'm all in with you. And he's like, come on. Well, how many of you have done P90X?
Yeah, and that is no joke, dude. Like, crippling.
No joke. And here's the reality. Like, how long ago did you do it?
Years.
Yeah, for me, it was probably 13 years ago, 12 years ago, like a really long time ago. And I've now produced.
We were still young.
Humans. Yes, I have produced 4 humans. I have, like when we're doing it now, honestly, it sounds like wrapping paper in our knees. It's like crunkling and crunchiness. And I mean, it is really fascinating to watch. I mean, my husband has a little extra on the belly. I got a little extra under the arms. And I was like, okay, I'll do it if you'll do it. So we've been moving forward every day. We're 4 weeks in. I'm turning 40 next month. Oh, no, this month. No, next month. It's not May yet. I still got another day.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the club.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not in your club yet. Okay. Not happening. So we're turning 40. I'm turning 40 next month. And I figured, okay, fine. If we're going to do it, like, let's go all in. So we're 4 weeks in. Then we talked about our spiritual health. So we come back inside after we do P90X, before the kids wake up, it's dark outside. We come in and we open up the Bible app and we do, the one we're doing right now is called Happy Marriage, Happy Home. It's a little Bible study. We get that time together. We sip coffee, we chit chat, because when the kids get up, it's game on like Donkey Kong. It's over. Okay. There's no happy, love you. Nope. It's, I'm in a Zoom. Okay. You're covering here. Well, that's the other thing. So the first 2 weeks of this, we answered this question: what's our legacy going to be with our kids? Well, the first 2 weeks I was like, okay, babe, I'll take the office.
Okay. And then you take the master bedroom, and we like set up our barricades, and we bunker down like the one thing. And we were keeping all distractions out. And literally my children, they were cannibalizing each other on the other side of that door. And I was in Zooms, and then I would mute myself and go like this. Anyone else have that experience where you mute and then, yes. And I thought, this is not the legacy that I choose to have with my kids on the other side of this, that I hogtied them every day. I don't know if they ate food or not. They were still in pajamas. Now brushing our hair is still a little optional, I think. I mean, we are loosening the reins a little bit. And yet every single day we've just moved forward. How are we going to be with our kids more? So I said, babe, you take the morning and I'll take the afternoon. So I get to be with the kids in the morning, get them started, get them set up for the day. And then I get to work in the afternoon, and he's got the kids. That way they are getting more Uno, more, we played in the yard more, football, puzzles, art projects. We have done so much in the last month, and it's been awesome. So I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing. Journal every day. How am I going to move those 7 circles? I think it's page 141. I may be off. In the one thing. How am I going to move forward in each of those areas? Okay. All right. Who is ready for our COVID survival guide? You ready?
Yes, yes,
Keith,
yes.
are you ready? Yes, Carla's ready. Okay, so drum roll, please. I worked with my coach and put together this COVID survival guide. Jared and I are doing many of these, so I do want this to be interactive. Ask me questions, pick my brain. The only thing is, because now that I'm on my phone, because my computer is dead, you've got to unmute and start talking so that I can actually see you. So I'm going to give you our top 10 COVID survival guide tips, and this is how to get business right now. All right. Number 1 on the survival guide is this: develop your 3 to thrive. Develop your 3 to thrive. You are going to be in Shift with James Shaw. You're going to be in Bold Pivot. You're going to be in all these different trainings. I mean, how many of you have been in more trainings than you have been in a long time? I mean, I'm like zoom to zoom, 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 zoom. And you're going to hear so many great things. Ooh, I could do a virtual 90s party. Ooh, I could do a reversible 100. Ooh, I could do this thing and that thing. And yet, I want you to write this down. The reckless pursuit of more is the fastest way to ruin your business. The reckless pursuit of more is the fastest way to ruin your business. Pick 3 and absolutely nail them. Create a plan for your lead generation. How are you going to track it, and who's going to hold you accountable? Okay, so I'll give you our 3 to thrive. The first one is our Met database, and we're switching it up because the other key is be nimble. We're doing things differently. We used to call our database once a quarter, and now we're calling through our 1,000 people in our database once a month. So we're doing the DTD 1 month. All right. Then the second thing for us is we're going back to shift tactic 4, which is called Find the Motivated. For sale by owners, expireds, withdrawns, and canceled, we haven't done a lot with them in the last 2 years. And yet, are they motivated? Yeah, there's signs in the yard. It's just the wrong sign. It should be your sign. So Met database for sale by owners. And then the third thing is for us, you're hearing a lot about this book right now, a lot about this. And yet very soon, you're going to be hearing a lot more about this book. So I trust you are reading it. Write it down, MREI. Millionaire Real Estate Investor, okay? Because great investors know the most shift in wealth happens in a down market, okay? So they're priming up, they're getting themselves ready. And yet, what does that mean for you? Right now, I trust you are thinking about local bank relationships. Who can you get into relationship so that when they have a book of foreclosed properties, REO properties, you can be one of their bulk listing agents. I mean, think about that. You can go on one listing appointment to then sign 70 listings across the next year. I mean, I kind of like that ratio, one listing for 70 signed listings, or one listing appointment for 70 signed listings. There's a couple in Tampa, the Delgados, and before the last shift, they were awesome. They did about 100 deals a year. And yet after the last shift, they moved up into Gary's top 100. The reason why? They owned this book, okay? They became the REO people in Tampa Bay, okay? So think about, what is your 3 to thrive? 3 to thrive, that's our number 1. Number 2 is, anybody questions on the 3 to thrive? Questions? Okay, number 2 is set up a reverse bold 100 and do it in the next 10 days. Set up a reverse bold 100 and do it in the next 10 days. Who has done a regular bold 100? Okay, some of you are like, yeah, I think you actually made me do one, Amber. So a regular bold 100 is outbound calling, 100 conversations in one day, and asking them about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, okay? So somebody asked a great question. What could I do to make that a lot easier? And the person said, why don't you have them call you? And I know we all think that we are amazing, yet there's got to be a reason that they're calling, okay? So write it down. Reverse bold 100 is you give them a day and time, call me May 1st from 9 to 4. And you have a prize that you're giving away. So number 1's a prize, okay? And number 2 is you've got to market this reverse bold 100. You don't call it that, okay? It's your giveaway or whatever. And so here's, learn from our mistake. We've been doing this for about 6 months. The first month that we did it, we gave away dinner for 2 at Burns Steakhouse, okay? It's world famous. I mean, it's a really nice steakhouse. Guess how many people called? Type it in because I can see when you type. It obviously did not work, so you can guess a little low. Oh, Carla, you're so nice. No, Keisha, no. 2 people. My mom, no, actually it was so bad she didn't even call, okay? And so we told our coach, we're like, this was the worst idea ever, like worst idea. And he said, well, what'd you give away? So we told him, and he goes, wow, dinner, that is so exciting. People eat it every single day. I was like, ow, okay, fine, we'll do something different. So the next month, we gave away the black seats at the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm sure like the Houston Astros have something like this, where you sit there and they feed you, they give you drinks the whole time, like something really nice that people do not do every day. And then the first time we put 2 posts on social media, well, they got 2 phone calls. So the next time we did emails, posts, boomerang videos, text messages to our Met database. We also we thought, how can we get some haven't mets involved in this? So we went to Facebook pages for the Tampa Bay Lightning and posted the giveaway. We went to Tampa Bay sports fan pages and posted it. We did the Facebook campaigns, the ads to get more people engaged. We spent about 3 weeks on the marketing of it. And guess how many people called? A little better than 2. No! 264.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, you guys are all guessing low. I'm going to hop off this Zoom. Yeah, 264. And we literally had 3 people taking the calls. And honestly, like if I would have been in there with them, it would have been like this. They were losing their minds. I called to check and I was like, are you guys, how's it going? We can't talk to you. We got to go. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, it was pretty amazing. And I don't know about you guys. Somebody said, what did you say when they called? I'm going to get there. I don't know about you guys. We really, at that time in our business about 5 months ago, think about it. We've been doing lead generation for 7 years, every day, very consistently, and it gets really boring. Really, really boring. And for us, it was fun. The energy, the people calling in, like it was really, really exciting. So the first time we had no script because nobody really called. And then the second time when we had 264 people call, We were like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And then we realized about 30 seconds later, what a missed opportunity, because we then wrote an amazing script that we could have used, and it included this. Okay. First thing is, oh my gosh, we're going to be doing this every single month, and we want to make sure that we can get in touch with you and let you know our next prize. So we get their complete contact information. Okay. So it's information, it's business, and then it's app. Okay. So information, business, and then app. Then we would say at some point, gosh, we love working with you. Do you have any real estate related plans over the next 6 months that we can be blocking our calendar for? And if they say, no, not right now, okay, no worries. Who do you know that's awesome like you are that we can be getting ready for? So who do you know? So info, direct business, and referral. And then the last thing we say is, you know, we have this amazing new app that we think is pretty awesome. I mean, you can like pull it open, you can search properties, you can literally be driving and watch you moving on the map to it, like real-time feedback, you know, your trip, like we played it up, and we asked them, if we text it to you, will you just hop on and take a look at it and give us some feedback? So then it was for our Keller Williams app. We had to learn from thinking missed opportunity to get a really great script for 3 parts, okay? Info, business, referrals, direct business and referrals, and then the app. Great question. I love it. So you find a cool prize, and hint, hint, the best holiday of the year is coming up. What is it?
Mother's Day.
Somebody said my birthday. Yes.
I said Mother's Day.
No, you said my birthday, Keisha. Thank you.
My birthday.
Yes. It is Mother's Day. You guys give mom some love. Like, offer to come kidnap her children and give her some wine and like pedicures at home or something. Okay. Here is my recommendation though. It's got to be big. Dinner was not it. The second time we went in with a vendor partner, so it was the same cost to us. Okay. And yet the prize was bigger. All right. Hey, what time are we done at? I just want to honor time because I saw somebody hopping off.
Whenever you want. No, normally we booked an hour, so you have till 1:30.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Just checking. So we'll stay till 4. All right. So I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
We won't. So number 2 is set up a reverse bold 100 and do it in the next 10 days. Mother's Day is an awesome opportunity to do it around. Number 3 is develop a save money list for your database. A save money list for your database. Who has cut their personal expenses? Yeah. Our daughter, Addison, it was the saddest thing about a month ago. She's standing in front of the TV and she goes, Mommy, Disney Plus is broken. I said, oh, baby, it's not broken. It went away forever.
Poor little thing.
I know she's going to get over it, though. She'll be just fine. And here's what we realized. I travel all the time. We are involved in so many different things. And we do not sit down and watch TV. And guess how many streaming services we paid for? Listen, people, if it ain't on Netflix anymore, like it's not happening for you. I'm sorry. We are really buckling down. So here's the reason why we did that. All right. We have this person in our lives who cares about us, Gary Keller, saying, get real, get right now. Okay. Shift tactic number 2 is remarginalize your business. I want you guys to write this down. Everyone in the world needs shift tactic 1 right now, which is mindset in a down market. And everybody needs shift tactic number 2, expense management, whether it's in your business or your personal. Okay. What if you did a post on social media and you put up your credit card bill and you said, I canceled that. I renegotiated that. I, put this on hold. I, teach people, coach people. They don't have Gary Keller in their lives, and you get to be that for them. That is truly a fiduciary, someone that is an expert advisor for you in every area. Okay. So be that for them. What if, I was thinking more on this, what if you did your own, and I don't know with timing, if this is still like a buzzword yet, what if you did your own stimulus package? But you said the Rutherford Group, Tampa Bay, is offering a stimulus package. We can get you a no fees mortgage. We can save you on average $300 to $500 on your homeowner's insurance. And we'll give you a free 1-year home warranty so that you can buy with assurance. Okay, guys, think about it. Gary Keller gave us these tools so we don't have to lose our commission. Obviously, I'm talking about Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. And then what if you spent $500 for a home warranty for them? I mean, be creative to get business right now, because those of us that are 2 words, be nimble right now, are going to be the ones at the end of this that are going to have market share. We've got to think differently in this season. Okay. All right. Number 4 is, any questions about 1, 2, or 3? 3 to thrive, or revert negative bold 100. Reverse bold 100, or develop a save money list for your database. Anything? All right, don't feel free to jump in. Oh, Carla's asking me to repeat what? Number 1, is that what you were saying? Number 1, oh, the reckless pursuit of more is the fastest way to ruin your business. Which basically they talk about it in the one thing, you know, the person who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Okay. The reckless pursuit of more is the fastest way to ruin your business. Okay. Thanks, Carla. All right. Number 4 is spotlight local businesses that are still open for business. Jared and I created a closed Facebook group on, well, actually, no, I guess it's open. It's just a different group on Facebook. It's called Tampa Local. Tampa Local. You feel free to go look at it. And basically it's, if you are still in business, please come to this page, tell what your specials are, how you are serving the community in a safe way, how we can support your business. And it's been really beautiful to see the law of reciprocity at play, because when you give back to people, they desire to do the same for you. So spotlight local businesses that are still open for business. Do Facebook Live, standing outside of it, showing how they're still operating. That'll get you out of the house a little bit. All right, number 5, I've already hit on. Call every single for sale by owner, expired, canceled, withdrawn in your area. For as much as we have cut on our business expenses, we have not, or actually we added back in Vulcan 7. And please hear this, I'm not recommending for you to use an auto dialer at all. However, I know my dollar per hour is a lot more than I'm paying them to find the phone numbers and give them to me in a spreadsheet, organized. Okay. So number 5, call every FSBO, expired, canceled, withdrawn. That is shift tactic number 4, find the motivated. Is that 4? When I said that, that did not sound right.
I would say, Amber, for withdrawals, we should be, in our area, we really shouldn't call withdrawals because you can be fined. So just wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Good. And language, thank you, Keisha. Language is different everywhere. For us, withdrawals, if they're unconditional, they're free to call. So maybe you call them canceled or something different. So thank you for that. I do not want to get anyone. Oh, Terry's like, skip withdrawns.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terry. Keep me out of trouble. I don't like bold jail. Purple stripes is not my color. I love you guys. All right. Okay, number 6. Contact every investor that you know and ask them this question. Hey, I know with everything that's going on right now, I'm just curious, are you still in the market? Because here's what you're going to find. Real investors, how are they going to answer? Yes or no? Type it in. You got it. And if you guys were unmuted, you would add in what I'm going to add in right now. Yes, they're in the market. They are ready. And here's why. Jared and I have been looking at our investment properties and our beach rentals and thinking, okay, wait, what is giving us the best return on investment and what is not? Because we are thinking about liquidating what is not the return we had intended so that we can have that liquid to pick up others that will give us the return that we desire. Does that make sense? So you're calling investors, you're asking that question and saying, is there anything in your portfolio that's not giving you the best return that you can liquidate and leverage to find some awesome deals that are going to be coming soon. So the ones that say, you know, darling, I think I'm just going to sit this one out. We're going to wait and see what's happening. Yeah, no, not a real investor. All right. Number 19. No, I'm just kidding. Create an instant offer, fast home sale, guaranteed sale, or iBuyer program. Okay. I know you guys have Keller offers, right? Good. How many of you guys are using them?
A few hands.
Good. Okay, good. Hey, every hand should be up. And I don't see every hand up, even though I can't see anything. I'm just having fun. Here's why. Let me give you, so we have Keller offers in Tampa, and we are one of the blessed, I think it's a dozen or 15 markets that have it. And here's why. When you take the Keller offers class, you'll learn this statistic. One market center blasted out, we have an instant offer program. Keller offers will make an offer within 3 days on the property, okay? If it meets some criteria. So one market center then set 100 listing appointments, over 100 listing appointments. They then signed over 50 listings, by saying something, okay? And then guess how many Keller offers actually bought? That's the best part. One.
0.
Yeah, one, okay? Maybe it was 0, yet it was like low. I think it was 1. And that's the whole point of the genius that Gary created Keller offers. It got 50 listing appointments. And you guys know, like, not everybody talked about it. So some small, probably 20% of the market center blasted it out there and signed 50 listings, okay? Here's what it makes you. Amber Rutherford, Tampa Bay, is the agent that has options for you. You want to net the most money? I can sell it for you. Residential, retail, fancy, Matterports, beautiful photography, drones, blah, whatever, okay? Yet if your motivation is convenience or timing, I can have you an instant offer within 72 hours, which is better for you. It gets you in the door as the agent that has options. And if you follow us, we just did a social media ad, had 64 click-ons, and we spent $10. 64 click-ons for $10.
That's amazing.
And that was the first time we ever did the campaign. And it was called the Rutherford Instant Offer Program. You know how many houses I'm buying? I mean, unless it's like 50% of market value right now, I'm not in the position to be picking up more properties because Bold's not happening. Our vacation rentals are empty. Someone said, how do I follow you? Just go to the Rutherford group on Facebook and like it or follow it or whatever you want to do, okay? Gary said, make it about you. Don't make it about the Keller offers program. Make it about you. You are the agent. The agent is the center of everything. Okay. Write this one down. Have a Zoom social hour with your database. We did a 90s party this weekend. It was epic. My husband did 4 minutes of Ice Ice Baby. I think he was maybe requiring oxygen at the end of it. That's a long song. Thank God our son hopped in and started breakdancing on the floor. It was a riot. We did giveaways every 15 minutes. If you are signed up for Bold Pivot, I put the flyer and the entire outline on the Bold Pivot page. Shameless plug. Oh, I love it. We're transferring people. Okay, here we go. So the next one is hold a 7th level virtual open house. Okay, 7th level virtual open house. Write this down, page 71 of Shift. Page 71 of Shift is a 7th level open house. You can do almost all of it outside of door knocking. And maybe you guys are open for door knocking yet. We are not where we are, okay? Show people that you are still in the community working, all right? I think we're on 9, maybe 10. I just like to give some extras. The next one is call every active listing that you have and get an aggressive price reduction. No mamsy-pamsy $500, okay? Shift tactic number 7 is called pricing ahead of the market. If we do not get aggressive price reductions, and here's what they are. No showings, 10%. Little showings, like a few, 6 to 9%. And then lastly, if you have a lot of showings and no offers, it's 3 to 5%. That is aggressive in a shifting market. And it is not to be greedy. It is not to get you additional sales. Here's what it is. If you don't get people ahead of it, you're taking your customers, your clients, and you're pushing them down a hill to chase a ball that started down the hill a minute before them. They never catch it. And I trust that they hired you to sell it, not list it. Okay? So aggressive price reduction. So I think that was number 10. And yet I'd like to give a little extra. Can I be extra?
Be extra.
Keisha knows I'm a little extra.
All
All right, here we go. Yes, I am. Here we go. Call every single current client that you have and ask them this question. Every current client you have and ask them this question. What is the one thing that I am not doing it? What's the one thing that I'm not doing that if I were doing it would put them under contract in the next 5 days? What's the one thing I'm not doing that if I were would put this person under contract in the next 5 days? Extra, extra, read all about it. All right, I gave you 11. That's my corny cue. You know it. It's there. I gave you 11. Is there at least one you can take action on?
Unmute yourself and talk, guys. What's one that you can do?
What'd you like?
I'm going to, because I was going to do this before this, like right before I went on a Disney cruise that we talked about. I'm going to do the Bolt 100, the reverse Bolt 100.
Do it around Mother's Day so you make it happen.
Yeah. I was nervous to do it because everything shifted so much, right? And so I just completely backed away from it. But I think in the last few days, everybody that we've talked to, top agents like you, have basically told us, okay, now it's time for us to ask for business again, right? We can be done with the care calls. We can be done with your nurturing, but now it's time to act for business.
Mm-hmm. And or maybe it's Memorial Day. If you want to do 3 weeks leading up to it or whatever it might be, maybe it's a Memorial Day package or something like that. Yeah, make it big. Have fun with it.
I also like the develop a save money list for the database. The stimulus package where you could save $300 to $500. You can refinance. Call to action. Download my app.
Yes. Awesome. I honestly, one of the greatest gifts Jared and I have is teaching Dave Ramsey to people so that they can get out of debt. And yet this is a season where if people do not have good spending habits and they have lived beyond their means, it is exacerbated to like level 10,000. And so you get to be the light, like fast for them to stop the bleeding. I think it's, honestly, I think it's our obligation as Keller Williams agents to do that.
Agreed.
Thanks, Steve. What else? Questions for me on any of those? Because our team is doing most all of them.
So there's
I have a, sorry.
I was going to say, who are you talking to? Home that you just listed. That's what Dean Orwell said for number 11. Who are you talking to? A home that you just listed?
Are you talking about for the aggressive price reduction, or what's the one thing I'm not doing that I were doing would put this person? Okay, well, it's both sides. Okay, so think on the listing side, obviously price reductions, obviously virtual open houses, marketing. Yeah, guys, we know 80% of the marketing is the price. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. And then the second thing is buyers. If you could find them that property, are you really looking? If they want a certain neighborhood, are you doing geofencing ads on Facebook, like targeting through strategic ads? I have a buyer who'd like to purchase in, Eagle's Nest community, and they'd like to close in the next 60 days. Click on this link if you have any interest in selling your home. I mean, we can be nimble and think a little differently to get our people under contract.
Hey, Amber, this is Carrie. I have a question for you. Hi, relating around getting in relationship with local bankers. That is something I have no idea how to do. Can you talk to that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So a couple of different people at the bank that you can ask for, like director of lending, the director of financing, the branch manager. I mean, if it's really a small bank, they might be wearing all of those hats. And just, guys, think about it this way. Come from contribution. You can even start with NAR. Our National Association of Realtors has dropped by 20% in the last year. And so I'm really calling to reach out to let you know, we've been in business for however long. For us, we've been in business for 7 years. We sell over 100 homes a year. We're not going anywhere. And as we are likely to see more REO properties coming to the market, we'd love to know, what are you looking for in an agent that is listing your REO properties? And then you basically tie in, well, fantastic. I'd love to have a meeting with you for 15 minutes to show you how we're doing that. You guys, you don't have to be their person. You just got to get on the bench. You have to be in the group. You guys, I don't know about you. Sometimes I see like a builder and then I see the agent that's listed it and I think, I've never heard of them. I don't know this person. And I look them up when they've done 2 sales in the last year. And I'm like, how? How? Because they picked up a phone and called and offered a service and I didn't. You know what I mean? Don't overcomplicate it. Call and ask to speak to their branch manager, whoever's in charge of lending, whoever, if they have a housing department, whatever it is, and just ask for a virtual appointment, or if you're comfortable with face-to-face, whatever it might be, and just say, what are you looking for in an agent that handles your foreclosures, relisting and selling of your portfolio?
Question.
Coming from contribution.
It's Carla. I have a question. I heard you on number 7 for create instant offer program. You kind of articulated that and other things that we can do with command, and I kind of missed it.
I was talking about the Keller Offers program. We used the Facebook campaigns and did an instant offer program called the Rutherford Group, and put it out there as an instant offer. The Rutherford Group can get you an instant offer within 72 days. And we ran that through command, using a Facebook ad.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Terry, I'm curious. How many agents do you have signed up for Bold Pivot?
44 so far.
Out of how many?
360. We just started running a reward program Tuesday. The first 50 who sign up, we're giving them, normally we give a half rebate on Bold. This time we're doing a $50 rebate to the first 50 who sign up. And the way they're getting the rebate is they pay for $50 in their Facebook ads through command, show us the receipt, and they get the reimbursement.
Yes, I love it. You know what? That makes me think of the adage, feed a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him how to fish and he eats for a lifetime. I love that. And I want to share. So Terry, when you give me those numbers, my heart is about as genuine as can be. Yeah. Abarita is saying, where do I go to sign up? And it's just mapscoaching.com. I love it. Hey, thank you for stepping into something that is awesome. Here's something that concerns me a little bit. I can't obviously do the math because I'm on my cell phone. However, I know that it's not 20% of your market center.
No, it's not.
No. And here's a cool thing that struck me this morning. So when the numbers came out today, we have 25,000 agents in Keller Williams signed up for Bold Pivot.
Wow.
Isn't that, it's amazing. And by the time it starts next week, I started thinking ahead. Okay, at this clip, we're going to be at about 32,000 agents. And so then I thought, well, let me play. I'm a numbers person. I'm a numbers nerd. So I put it in 32,000 divided by 160,000. And honestly, the exact to the percentage was 0.2, 20%. And I thought, goodness, it is for real. That 80-20 principle is everywhere. 80-20 principle is everywhere. And honestly, I want you to hear from this. Listen, y'all are paying $99. We are not making money. Okay. So this is not a sales pitch. There's nothing to gain over you. What?
Are you coaching?
I'm going to be doing Coaches Corners. Half of it is like the live stream and half is Coaches Corners. Okay. Yeah, here's my heart for you. You guys, Gary in this explains so eloquently at the beginning of a shift. It all hits us the same. I mean, it smacks us in the face. And yet, I think it's page 24. It says it's never about, remember that success is never about the chosen few. I mean, it's so easy to be like, oh, of course it's Lance Logan. Well, of course he's that because it's the chosen few. And yet, he goes on to say, it's always about the few who choose.
Yes.
So I want you to hear my heart. 20% of our company is saying, I'm going to get in there with 30,000 other like-minded individuals, and we are going to eat up market share. And my heart for you is that you are one of them, okay? For some of you, and maybe you guys aren't in because you don't know what it's about, here's kind of the essentials, the criteria that we built it around. Making more money in the next 90 days in a different market. Sharpening your presentation skills, because here's what I want you to take as not a threat, okay? The agents who are left are the top ones, okay? In the beginning, I mean, you can go up against somebody else and then maybe they're a beginner, and yet those that are in, look at you, Rockstar, already registered. Those that are left, they're the top dogs. They're fighting, they're working on their presentation skills. And so you have to sharpen yours as well. A shifted market is a skills-based market, okay? Making more money, working on your presentation skills. The third one, which has been my soapbox for a long time, how to work more efficiently. We can get a lot more done in our day than we think we can, okay? And now we're being forced to because we're homeschool teachers on top of it. How to take market share, okay? Because the market share, I think, did I share with you about my friend Tony Baroni in Tampa? Before the last shift, he did about 100 deals a year. And every time somebody brings up the shift, he smiles like ear to ear. And he now sells 250 houses a year, and he has consistently since 2010. And he says, I just love the shift. I owe the last one to doing 250 deals a year, okay? So it is those big pillars, and yet it's gonna look like, how do you leverage social media? How do you do the virtual Zoom parties like we were talking about? It's how do you take these different strategies that I just gave you and put legs on it in command? How do you continue expense management? You guys, we did round 1 last month. I trust we're doing round 2. You've renegotiated or you paused people. They're about to start back up. Okay. And then lastly, this is really the foundation of Bold Pivot. It's this. Write it down. Double down on your leads. It's not sexy. It is not pretty. And yet, if you'd like to be the ones taking market share, that's it. Double down on your leads. All right, guys, what questions do you have for me? Questions about Bold Pivot, questions about this wild ride I call my life?
We have about 3 minutes left, guys. So if you have questions, go ahead and speak up.
I don't have a question, but go ahead, Leah Bell.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your time. It's amazing. We always learn from you. My question is, how it's going to work with the Coaches Corner during Bold Pivot?
Great question. So as it keeps growing, we've kind of adjusted that. So don't hold me to this. And yet this is what it's going to look like. It's basically, you'll be hopping into a Zoom room, and then we'll have classrooms within the Zoom room, and we can be coaching you. So like I might take a group of 20 people, this coach might be in this group, and that way you're in a smaller setting and you can hop in, ask your question, and hop back out, or you can stay in there and learn from others. Great question. What else? Keisha, what were you gonna say?
I didn't have a question, but I'm about to drop, but I wanted to tell you, thank you. You, like Leah Bell said, you always bring such great knowledge, such great energy. And like I told everybody, you know, you're my KW girl crush. So let's go.
Back at you. I love you.
I'm gonna jump on that and say the same thing. You're like my hero and my first coach and Bolt, so I am just forever blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. Mwah. Love you, Carla.
I'm going to add to that too. This is Cher Schuler.
Hey, lady.
I just want to say thank you so much. It's so exciting to get to share you with the Market Center. The first time I had you for Bold, I was in a different Market Center. I was all by myself, and I remember thinking, "Gosh, I'm so lucky to know this woman." And I wanted everybody else at KW Premier to know that too. And I'm excited that now they do.
Awesome. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. All right, you guys. Well, I trust that you are going to take your leadership up on their amazingly generous offer and join us next week.